Alright guys, so what we're going to do real quick is we're going to do a flight from here at White Star to Hollywood using the GPS system since everybody's asking for it. See right there, see, look, 12:12, I said I'll make a video about it. Here it is, 12:14, and I'm making a video about it. Alright, to do this I'm going to show you the easy way to do this. So we're going to go to the SureGood radar site, make sure that you are logged in. If you're not logged in, well, then you got to log in. If you need your login information, you can come over to the main store, and there's a sign there that you can click to get your login information. So we're going to start with White Star as our destination. So click here and click Add to Plan. Open up the plan window, and you can see White Star. So I'm going to go ahead and add in Peddler and Arizo. From Arizo, let's see, can we make it straight to Donna? That cuts into there, and I don't want to do that. So let's delete that. Let's bring it down to Elhad, and then to Donna. From Donna to Layered. We're going to skip Crows because we don't need it. Our destination is going to be SLHA, but because we want to fly the approach, we're going to set that. Okay, all I had to do was click on that approach. Okay, and this kind of sets us into a tricky angle. As you see, we go from way over here on this angle and turn up. So what we can do is let's add Kraken to the list. Boom. Now it's going to kind of put us on a little bit more of an angle to fly and get on course easier. And here you have it. There's my plan. Okay, so SL White Star to SLHA using runway 36 left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this. My plan has been saved. I'm going to close this. So there you have it. SL White Star to SLHA has been saved. You can save all the routes you want. However, you can only have one route between two specific airports. I cannot make another route from SL White Star to SLHA. This is the only route that I can have. Okay? I can have one from SL White Star to every other airport, but you can only have one from SL White Star to each individual airport. Okay? So now that this is done, I am done with the radar page. We're going to come back in world here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick start. Remember me. Okay. I am going to skip the checklist, and I'm going to bring my FSM on. Shit! Bless me. Alright. So I'm going to select my route. See, this says Harbor G. Well, that's not the route I want. So I'm going to clear that out. And I'm going to go SL White Star. Enter. Grr. It's giving me this because I'm on this sim, not that sim. And I don't think it'll let me move it. Yep. New. See if I can wipe that out. We might have to pick up and go over to the next sim. Origin. Sim. Yep, we're gonna have to pick up and go to the next sim over. Hang on. Are we in flight? We are in flight. RPMs are maxed out. Doing this without a HUD because who needs a HUD? It's gonna be that F-18 whizzing through the air. Once I cross over to the Hollywood sim, There we go. Crossing to the Hollywood sim. Our destination, or our departure or origin sim will change. Alright, all I'm going to do is I'm going to put the helicopter into a hover. Boom. We're in a hover. Okay. Now, if I click on my origin sim, clear that out. SL. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now, we're in SL. White Star is our origin. We're going to set our destination as SLHA. A little bit of lag on the sim, and execute. Now I'm going to hit load. It is going to load the route we just created along with our approach. Okay? Now, we have our route loaded. If I go over here to legs, we will see our route. Boom, there's our route. All we have to do from this point is this button right here, change that to nav. Okay, our GPS, as you can see, is already set to nav here. Yoing. Okay, let it stop turning. As you can see right here, our heading is already set to navigation, so it's going to follow this navigation. Okay, I'm going to increase our altitude to about 140. I'm going to go ahead and increase our airspeed. If I can click it while we're moving. Alright, there's 110 knots. Okay, after the sim crossing, I'll go ahead and turn my radar screen on. From this point forward, I'm not making any control inputs other than pulling my landing gear up. Okay, I'm going to turn on our radar screen. And we're probably going to need a little bit more altitude. We're definitely going to need more altitude. There we go, 180 meters, 180 feet, sorry. And you'll see she'll start climbing. Let's push it for 500 if we can. And APALT 500. Boom. Not accepting IMs at this time. Alright. So there you can see we're coming up on Pletter. Helicopter's already banking into our turn to get us onto our waypoint. We'll put the GPS up, or sorry, our transponder active. So go to transponder. Put on ALT. And now, if I pull back open our radar page, helicopter flying through many sims at once. There you can see us right there. And if I put on my, if I log back in, hopefully that's not our helicopter crashing. Go to plans. No, that's the wrong approach. We want this one. Hiya! You should see our helicopter fly this approach, or this route, as it gets back on course. Dual screening for the win! You'll see the same thing is written here. Why is it? I think I cranked my airspeed up too high. Oh, yeah, we're doing ridiculous amount of airspeed right now. APIAS 120. Click that button way too many times. And that would be the reason for all the noise and the system having a hard time flying the route, because we are going ridiculously fast. Don't try to fly this thing on autopilot at 180 knots. It's not going to end well. One, you don't have nearly enough time to make corrections inside of a sim. Two, it's just a bad idea flying that fast on autopilot. Uh-oh. I think I just got bounced out of my helicopter. Yeah, I did. See if we can get back in board. Stop looking at me. I think I don't see you, Quandary. Uh-oh. Can we get back in board? Crap. Radar says my helicopter's in the sim. See if I can get it before it crosses the sim line. Which I don't think I did. Seeing it bouncing back and forth like that. There we go. Okay. Back in our helicopter, I don't actually have control at this point, so good thing it's on autopilot. But seeing how we slowed down, getting back, it's able to maintain the course a lot easier than being at 120 knots. And once we get into the sim, I'll stand and reset. And should be okay. Stand up and fly. And we go. Now I'm back on control of my helicopter. All right. All right then. So, still on autopilot. As you can see, my mouse is over here. I am on this screen. So there is no way I could be making control inputs on the left side. Or on the right side, sorry. So, I have a Riga moving at 10 meters a second over here. Either it's a boat and they didn't change to a boat, or they're just not broadcasting altitude. And there's an ELT over here. Gotta love ELTs going off everywhere. Yep, there they are. It's a new H-160. I can turn that chat box off. We don't need it. There we go. I have no idea what altitude this aircraft is at. They should be coming into view on my radar up here soon. And we will just see where they are. Traffic at 12 o'clock. That was that guy that just blew past us. Oops, wrong button. Okay. So we're going to be converging with this traffic here in a second. I should have them on my radar screen. Oh, look, somebody is now following us. There they are, right there. Okay, so they're going to be above us over there. Alright. And whoever this other traffic is right there. Just keep setting off my traffic alert. Alright. So, you can still see we're still flying the route. Hopefully that airplane guy just goes away. Go bother one of the other aircraft. Still flying. So we haven't entered the approach phase yet because the approach light's not on. As we do a quad crossing. Always fun for everyone. And I just realized we did select Kraken, which might be a problem depending on how many people are down there. So now I just got our new coordinates set, so it's going to bank hard left. And we're going to head on to our approach, where the only thing I will do will be slowing the aircrafts down so that we can be on the approach phase at a slower airspeed. That traffic at 10 o'clock is going to be all the boats in the water below us. And there's an F-18 also below us. Alright. So we're going to begin slowing down for about 75 knots, APIAS 75. This will, one, give us, oops, we don't need a dash at the beginning there. So reduce airspeed, allow the aircraft to make adjustments to keep us on course, as well as set us up for final approach being at a reduced airspeed. Because if we click on Hollywood here, this is the beginning of our approach. If I click here and go to approaches, we need to get down to our approach, SLHA, which our approach begins at 49 meters. AP ALT 49. Begin that descent. Okay, got that in there. Because we need to be at 49 by the time we get to our final approach fix. Actually, I said that wrong. We need 95. AP ALT 95. Shit. AP ALT. SL's in meters, which will be on the top of my screen, but the helicopter itself is in feet. So passing 300 feet, we're going to be a little high on this approach. Okay, we've gone into the approach mode. So we are now on the approach. And it's going to go ahead and line us. There's our outer beacon. AP, IAS, 60, reducing airspeed even more. AP, IAS, 40. Whee! He came in a little fast here. Gears going down. And I will remind you, some of our approaches still have to be adjusted, be a little bit longer than what they are. So we're still making adjustments on the approaches. Ooh, a little close to that building. And once we hit the middle, the inner marker beacon auto hover gets activated. And if I wanted to at this point, I can go ahead and hit the land button. And the helicopter will nice and smoothly put us onto the ground. And that's how we fly all the way here. Okay. The approaches, that one specifically is a little messed up, because it's supposed to be a little bit longer than that, but for some reason that approach is really short. So there's the basics. This works for all airports that are on the Suregood Radar website. We can use those. Okay. I will let you know when you come to the approach page. So if you look at this approach, it's only about 470 meters, whereas this approach is more accurate is about 700 meters is more accurate to what an approach should actually look like. So be careful with your approaches. If you see one that looks like this is a little short, because by default, that one is really short. Okay, some of these have not been completely set up right here. There you go. These are all examples of some really short approaches. If you have an airport and you're trying to get your approaches set up, we're mostly focusing on runways and getting those runways set up for a nice approach, provided you have the room to do it safely. Okay? So if you're looking for that, get in contact with us on the SureGood site, and we'll try to get somebody over there, get a list going of airports to get fixed with their approaches. Okay, so there's your basics on how to fly and set up the GPS approach. If you guys have any questions, feel free to get into group chat and contact us, and we'll do what we can to get everything copacetic. Have a good day, guys.